At the New York World's Fair in 1930, a remarkable event caught the attention of all attendees. A Hopi woman appeared with her twin children. Dressed in the traditional attire of her people, the Hopi mother proudly displayed her babies to the public during the exhibition. In the late 19th century, the 𝗢𝗎𝗱 reservation, located in Oregon, witnessed the emergence of a notable figure known as Rattlesnake Pete. During this time, the reservation was a place where ancestral traditions met the changes brought by increased contact with American settlers. In 1885, renowned photographer Ben Whittock captured an impressive image of Sergeant Jim, a white mountain Apache scout. This photograph holds significant value as it portrays an important member of Apache society during a tumultuous period in the history of the American Old West. In the early 20th century in New Mexico, it was quite common for various Native American women to be involved in selling pottery. This activity not only showcased their artisanal skills, but also highlighted the economic and cultural value of these products. Women from various tribes in the region dedicated themselves to creating these pots, using techniques passed down through generations. Around 1930 in New Mexico, a vibrant element of Navajo culture was immortalized, members of the Navajo tribe participating in a traditional horse riding game. This event took place in the vast open areas characteristic of the region and emphasized the importance of mounted riders, an essential component of Navajo life and culture. In the early 20th century, Geronimo stood out as an iconic figure in the history of Native American peoples. This Apache leader was recognized for his relentless resistance and strategic skills during prolonged conflicts against the armed forces of the United States and Mexico. Geronimo became a symbol of indigenous resistance, admired for his defiant attitude and remarkable capability as a warrior leader. In 1925, Santa Fe, New Mexico, was the stage for a significant musical event. The main attraction was a talented singer of Cherokee descent, whose performance left a lasting impression. Known as Feast, the event represented a vibrant celebration and a rich cultural expression. In the early 20th century, renowned photographer Carl Wertens, known for documenting the cultures of Native American peoples in the United States, took a remarkable photo. The image depicts the daughter of Chief 𝗢𝗍𝗄, a respected leader of the White River Apache tribe from Arizona. This photograph highlights the young woman's importance and the rich cultural heritage of her tribe. In 1890 in Montana, an important member of the Northern Cheyenne community was mentioned in historical records. Eddie Gray, a direct descendant of White Elk, represented a crucial link to the traditions and legacy of his people. During that period, the Northern Cheyenne faced many challenges, particularly in their struggle to maintain their culture and lands amid the westward expansion of the United States. In 1899, photographer F.A. Reinhardt, celebrated for his images focused on Native American peoples, took an unforgettable photo. The subject was Good Eagle, known in Lakota as 𝗢𝗎𝗄 𝗽𝗵. He was a member of the 𝗢𝗚𝗚 Lakota tribe, one of the 7 subdivisions of the Lakota, who lived on the vast plains of what is now the United States. Joseph White Bull, a prominent warrior and leader of the Dakota Nation, was the nephew of the famous Lakota chief, Sitting Bull. He distinguished himself in the historic Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876, where he claimed to have killed Colonel George Custer, a significant figure in the American Army. White Bull lived until 1947, reaching the age of 98. Chief Two Sticks, known in his native language as 𝗀𝗄𝗋, was a prominent figure among the Lakota of the northern Great Plains. He played a leadership role in the 𝗀𝗍𝗄, the renowned 7 Council Fires confederation of the Sioux tribes. His Lakota name, 𝗀𝗻𝗂𝗋, meaning knocks down 2, was acquired after a confrontation with the UTEs, where he demonstrated his skill by knocking down 2 enemy horses with a single blow of his war club. Last Horse, a notable leader and commander of the 𝗀𝗚𝗚 Sioux tribe, lived on the vast plains of the northern United States. In 1899, he became one of the last Native Americans to surrender to the United States Armed Forces after years of fierce resistance against the invasion of white settlers. After his surrender, Last Horse was taken to a reservation, where he died in 1909. The image shows a Cherokee woman holding a baby, who is likely her child. They are in Oklahoma, United States, an area that welcomed many Native Americans forced to leave their ancestral lands. The photo was taken in the 1920s, a time of significant social and cultural changes for Native American peoples. In the image, we see a Native American who went by various names, such as Dr. Whirlwind, Charlie Saplish, and 𝗙𝗪𝗱. He was part of the Caillou tribe, a member of the Confederated Tribes of the 𝗢𝗎𝗱 Reservation in Oregon, United States. The photograph was taken by Lee Morehouse, a famous early 20th century photographer known for documenting the life and traditions of Native American peoples. The photo depicts Mrs. 𝗢𝗎𝗱, a notable woman of the Lakota tribe, part of the Sioux, known for living on the northern plains of the United States. She gained recognition for her role as an interpreter, facilitating communication between her community and other groups. The image was taken in 1891, a time when the Sioux were being forced to move to reservations by the American government. The image shows a woman from the Blackfoot tribe, dressed in a fur coat and a felt hat, holding a baby. The baby, also wearing fur clothing, looks at the camera with curiosity. This photograph was taken by Ross Alexander, a famous American photographer known for his portraits of Native Americans, around the late 1880s. In 1900, in the town of 𝗢𝗚, Idaho, Nettie Morris, a young woman from the Nez Perce tribe, was photographed. She is wearing a long, light-colored dress, decorated with embroidery and fringes, and a beaded necklace. Nettie poses in front of her house with her hair braided in two parts falling over her shoulders. Her face expresses calm and self-confidence. She belongs to the Nez Perce people, descendants of the ancient plateau culture located in the Pacific Northwest. In a photograph from 1910, Chief Anatlas Anyalahash, an influential leader of the Tlingit tribe from the Pacific Northwest coast, is depicted wearing a Chilkat blanket. This cloak, an excellent example of traditional weaving, is made with mountain goat wool and yellow cedar bark fibers. Decorated with geometric designs and sacred animal figures, the blanket symbolizes status and leadership, often used in ceremonies and dances. In a photograph from around 1891, we see Duncan MacDonald, a prominent leader and historian of the Flathead tribe, alongside his wife, Mary Agnes MacDonald, at the couple's home in Ravalli, Montana. The image was captured by N.A. Forsyth, known for documenting the culture and daily life of Montana's indigenous peoples in the early 20th century. Duncan MacDonald, the son of a Scottish fur trader and a Flathead woman, became a fervent advocate for his people's rights and a diligent guardian of their history. In an 1880 photograph taken by Noah H. Rose, famous for his documentary work on the indigenous peoples of the American West, two Apache women pose in front of a 𝗢𝗍𝗱. The 𝗢𝗍𝗱, a traditional dwelling, is made with arched branches covered with foliage or skins. Situated in an arid region of Arizona, this structure is likely near a water source, essential for survival in the area. The image captures a friendly handshake between a white man and a member of the Cheyenne tribe, who lived on the plains of the western United States in the late 19th century. This symbolic gesture may relate to the post-American Civil War period, which occurred from 1861 to 1865. During this time, the Cheyenne and Arapaho tribes, allied with the Sioux, faced the American armed forces. These confrontations arose due to land disputes and the threat to the buffalo population, essential for the survival and way of life of the indigenous peoples. The image, captured in 1916 by H.C. Tibbets, shows a young Apache woman from the southwestern United States, skillfully balancing an olla, a woven straw vessel, on her head. This container was used to store water from rivers or wells. The photograph is one of many by Tibbets that highlight the life and cultural traditions of the Apache. In 1873, William Henry Jackson captured a memorable photo, famous for his iconic images of Yellowstone and his participation in government-sponsored geological and geographic expeditions. The image depicts a group of men dedicated to measuring and mapping the vast lands of the American West. To assist them, they use a travois, an A-shaped wooden structure essential for transporting their equipment and supplies. In 1870, William Henry Jackson, a Civil War veteran and one of the pioneers of photography in the American West, captured an iconic studio photo of 𝗢𝗱𝗽𝗵𝐺, also known as Whitehorse. Whitehorse was a member of the Pawnee tribe, who served as a guide and ally to the U.S. Army in conflicts with other Western tribes. The photograph was taken about 2 years after his participation in the Hayden expedition, which explored the Yellowstone area. 𝗍𝗪 was a member of the Comanche tribe, known for their bravery and influence in American history. He lived in Oklahoma, a region in the south-central United States initially designated as Indian Territory. 𝗍𝗪 was born in 1911, but the date of his death is unknown. 𝗲𝗍, a young woman from the Hopi people living in the villages of 𝗲𝗚phe, Arizona, United States, was immortalized in an 1879 photograph taken by John Hillers, a renowned explorer and photographer in the service of the American government. In the image, she is seated with her hands on her lap, wearing traditional attire from her culture, while a cloth decorated with geometric patterns serves as a backdrop. This photograph is one of many Hillers took of the Hopi, capturing elements of their way of life and architecture. In 1905, the famous photographer Edward S. Curtis, known for his extensive images of Native Americans, captured an iconic photograph of Geronimo, the legendary Apache leader who bravely resisted the expansion of the United States. In the photograph, Geronimo displays a grave expression, wearing a hat and scarf, and holding a rifle firmly in his hands. This image is one of many that make up Curtis's series, The North American Indian, a monumental project that includes more than 40,000 photographs, documenting the life and culture of North American indigenous peoples.